Good morning. Happy Monday, post-Easter. Easter, what? Reflection Day or something. Whatever, what do they call the day after holidays? Whatever that is. I hope you had a good holiday. I'm back online. Good morning. To remind you to eat breakfast or have something. We got breakfast essentials, orange juice, coffee, strawberry oatmeal with protein in it, cereal, and my favorite kind of toast, cinnamon raisin toast. I ate a lot of Reese's peanut butter and eggs. I'm assuming that's and eggs, but if it was Reese's peanut butter eggs, I also am not judging you, because I have eaten peanut butter toast and eggs before, and it's really good. I've put eggs in my oatmeal before, also good. My friends beg to differ, but trust. So, I've been going on a lot about trans lives. I had somebody say that it was fake outrage, and that I don't care about equality because I haven't mentioned all lives that are being threatened right now. I do feel like Native American lives have been going on the back burner lately. Not in my own personal mind, but in the news and the media. That's still a thing that's happened, and that continues to happen. To catch you up, since some people may not know, and trigger warning for anybody that it's hard to listen to political outrage. In Canada they had found, buried under schools, Native American children. It's genuinely a tragedy, but it doesn't stop there. Human trafficking is the second highest crime to bring in money for the entire world. And Native American women in the United States are going missing every day. Every day that they are not found and talked about is another day that we've failed them. To think that, I don't know, my birthday is in November, and it always makes me think about how Thanksgiving is kind of a scam, because we definitely took people's land and then we try to celebrate it. Kind of fucked, in my opinion. But I do like the concept of being thankful and everything, just maybe not at the expense of others. I'm thankful for this food. I'm thankful for being here and being able to do this. I'm thankful for all the support that I have. But I do want people who are like going through my pages, trolling and spamming and giving me a hard time to realize that this is a genuine concern. Good morning, Dave. How are you? I have oatmeal, cereal, toast, breakfast essential, orange juice, and coffee, and I'm talking about my usual political outrage. When it comes to my views on a lot of things, I moderate so I hear both sides. Interesting. In make my own opinion, the Thanksgiving thing, yeah, I think it's very, very horrible that we celebrate that. I agree. I agree with you. I'm thankful for you and your spirit. Bless. Thank you so much. I'm thankful for yours. It means a lot. And yeah, I don't want to seem like I'm constantly overheated about these subjects, because I'm not. It's just sometimes I get very frustrated. And it's not that I don't try to educate myself so I can relay that information to other people. It's just when I see that somebody isn't actually trying to learn stuff and they're just trying to give people a hard time, it makes it really difficult to want to teach them. So, I don't know. That was one of the things I wanted to touch on. Another thing I wanted to touch on is in Mississippi. I had learned recently that they passed, what is it called exactly? It starts with a J. Anybody know? Plus, it's these old laws that were intentionally discriminatory, intentionally racist. That's right, Dave. It's the Jim Crow law. So what's weird about it is that they're defending it. They're trying to say, oh, that's just the history of it. We're using it for a different thing. But using something that has been historically discriminatory and racist is discriminatory and racist. You know, there's no changing it to make it not. That is the history of it, and we should not be voting to re-alive it. And I'm pretty sure that it passed in Mississippi. I gotta run. I'll catch you later. Bless you. Bless you, Dave. Thank you for joining. I appreciate your participation and your support. You have an amazing day, and I hope you had a great Easter. I loved seeing that you did. Yeah, this is like a lot of people are going to feel, especially in Mississippi itself, but all over the country, are going to feel discriminated against for this happening, and rightfully so. It's not progress. And moving backwards is never going to be progress. History is history for a reason. And we should learn from it, not repeat it. If we've tried it before and it didn't work and it hurt people, then it probably just doesn't work. So seeing that it's hurting people makes sense. Because we already knew that. The people who wanted that to happen wanted it to hurt people. And that's the thing that I don't understand. The level of sadism. I mean, I've seen it in people's faces. You don't get to see online everyone's face. And that's what's really interesting. But I personally think it's pretty easy to tell who's being sadistic in enjoying the torment of others. I think even though you can't see everybody who votes to pass these things that are going to have that effect, it's still very easy to see this is going to hurt people, this is not going to hurt people. If you voted for the thing that's going to hurt people, you're probably sadistic. That's just blatant, obvious to me. But hey, what the fuck ever, I guess. What do I know? Just a white-passing mixed-race person who's politically incorrect consistently enough to not be hurt by either side. I do not fit in anywhere, and I'm mad about everything. As much as I appreciate I want to listen to both sides, I have tried that. I want to be clear about that. I've genuinely tried to listen to the shittiest types of people. And I don't care to anymore, because they don't want to listen to you. And I hope you take that into consideration when you're listening to both sides, because if you're being respectful, there's no way for you to be respectful enough for the both of you. And there's no reason that you should be. I don't see the point in it. Because while you may want to get them to understand the other side, they don't want to. even the friendliest of people who I've conversed with about politics still end up cutting me off. Maybe in a more polite manner, but they still blame me for having a different opinion than them. And I feel like that comes from a guilty conscience. Because if you know that you're being antagonizing, you know you're being instigating, and you don't believe people are equal, you just say you believe people are equal, then you're always going to think that the other person has some sort of issue with, like, the way that they are thinking. So, a good example is on my TikTok. And you can go look at my TikTok. It's in my links. Linktree Yuri Panda. Somebody, we've been mutuals for a while, expressed that they genuinely wanted an answer to a scientific question for a political purpose. And that's one thing that I can't agree with, because science is for scientific reasons only. There's no real reason to try to use it to, hi. Both sides see it. Both sides don't see it. That's the thing. There's two sides, and then there's the truth. And the fact of the matter is, only one side sees progress, and the other side sees what I was describing before. You either repeat history, or you don't. These people are voting to repeat history. So, only one side sees the hopeful future. And that's what I'm trying to explain, Usagi, because I appreciate your efforts to try to see both sides, but I'm telling you, I've done that. It's not going anywhere. And that's only because one side sees hope, one side sees progress. That it's not both sides see it. Both sides see different things. Love you. Good to see you in here. But yeah, no. I don't know. I can't accept people who are I love people who love learning, but I don't like people who love lying. And if they love lying about loving learning, then I can't have them in our community. Because then we can't have these discussions, and we can't help keep each other safer. And I don't want to deal with it anymore. So while I will show examples of trying to understand both sides, and as long as the other side is willing to apologize for upsetting people, then I'll hear them out. But if they are not going to acknowledge that they've upset anyone, or that they could possibly upset anyone, I mean, a lot of these issues make people feel detrimental in a life or death sense, like in a life or death way. And I'm sick of seeing us losing people. That's what it comes down to, as a whole. Whether it's over the Jim Crow laws, or it's over the natives that have been buried under schools, or people being trafficked, or gun control, or whatever. It doesn't make a difference what the issue is. Definitely trans rights is a huge one. I don't understand how people can acknowledge that teen suicide rates are so fucking high, and so high, and then just say that you can't have the right to identify yourself. I mean, like, the whole point is to know yourself, to get to know yourself. And then we're telling them how to do that. It doesn't seem logical. If you can reduce the deaths of any discriminated group, then why aren't you trying to do that? If you could take people's feelings into consideration, then why don't you do that? So there isn't a both sides see it. There's only one side that sees it, Usagi. I appreciate you though. Good effort. But that's the thing, is they're not putting in the same effort as you. To be fair, both sides have did horrible things, but each side would never admit it. Okay, I think you're talking about the two-party system. I want to be clear. I am not talking about the two-party system. When I say progressive, I mean progressing in a moving forward, like keep moving forward kind of way. Like Meet the Robinsons, like scientific advancements. What's up, Slasher? How you doing? Thank you so much. I'm not talking, like when I say politics, I say it in a general sense that these are all political debates. Which shouldn't even be a debate, to be clear. It's just, these are related and oriented around politics. I don't believe in the two-party system. And I've said this before, and I'll say it again, and I'll keep saying it for the rest of ever, as long as I am an American. Which will apparently be my entire life. The two-party system is fucked, for sure. Have a badass day, dog. Hey, one love, Slasher, one love. Thanks, man. You too, homie. The two-party system is bullshit. It's a distraction. It's completely made up. The likelihood of having extremes on either side of anything, whether it's a gender spectrum, whether it's like sexuality spectrum, or it's a political spectrum, it doesn't matter. The likelihood of having an extreme on either side goes down the more people you involve. So, I just don't understand what the point of a two-party system is, other than to benefit the government by having a separation and divide that prevents the people from uniting to a degree where they can demand change in a more aggressive manner. And I don't mean aggressive like what the fuck they pulled at the White House. That was bullshit, okay? That's not unity. That's just fucking chaos and messy, and it makes us look fucking dumb and bad. I just mean that we can't easily talk about things if they're just hitting us where it hurts repeatedly from either end and saying it's the other guy's fault. When you have a two-party system, it's all based on money mongering. I think that was pretty clear when Hillary took all the money from Bernie. It's an obvious example of how it's all money based. Do you want to be president? Why don't you pay your fucking campaign money then? That's how you become president. Oh, you're an independent? Sucks to be you. Probably not gonna make it. So, truthfully, when they tell us all in elementary school, they're like, oh, you could be president one day. They're fucking lying. And they know that they're lying to us because that is not how it fucking works. And that's what really pisses me off, you know, about the two-party system. Not necessarily specifically the lying to us from day one. Certainly doesn't help. But hey, they did that about other things. Not gonna list them off. They're all oriented around holidays. We won't get into that argument today. Holidays are also stolen from cultures anyways. And also capitalism has ruined holidays as well. I personally, I say Happy Easter and everything, but it's more like Happy Spring. I just have a hard time celebrating holidays knowing the history of most of them. Oh no, now we're getting off track. Two-party system. So, yeah. It's all about money. It's not cool. Alright, I gotta get going, but go off, King. Bless. Love you, man. Thank you for popping in. And I hope you have a great day. I agree, that's what I'm talking about in general. No one sits there and thinks about their beliefs right or wrong. Their minds are set. Yeah. So, I guess that's kind of what I'm trying to get into. Their minds are set because of the, like, heavy influence. I mean, like, they've been influencing it with the two-party system one way or the other, like, since we were young. And then the parents were influenced, so that influenced the children, right? And you keep doing this, and you keep spreading the divide gradually more and more. You're just dividing people. Now you have multiple groups, though, that are being discriminated against. If every discriminated against group gets together, ultimately, they're all going to realize it's all the same treatment. So, what do? You divide the discriminated groups. Now you're dividing even smaller groups away from each other. And that keeps the people from getting their power back, right? Everybody thinks like, oh, this issue or this issue or this issue is what's vital right now. And it is. They're all equally vital because they are all important to all of us. And that's what I want to try to get the point across for, is equality is for everyone. When I say that, it's not like equality is for everyone, just trans lives. Equality is for everyone, just black lives. Equality is for everyone, just native lives. Equality is for everyone, period. Everyone in these groups should be important, and you should be thinking about them when you are voting, when you are discussing things, when you are trying to educate yourself on what's going on. And I just don't understand some of the backlash, hate, and trolls that I have experienced trying to state that it's anything other than that. So, I don't know. I just wanted to make sure that was very clear. I mean, and the two-party system is very skewed. I personally am nonpartisan, and it's for that exact reason. I don't believe in the two-party system. I don't vote under the two-party system. And, it limits my vote significantly. I don't know that it really will make a difference if other people can't see the full picture. And so, as much as I agree with you that people's minds are set, we can't think that way when we are trying to connect with people, when we are trying to create community, and when we are trying to make discussions, when we're trying to educate ourselves. It's moving with an open mind, but understanding how it affects everyone. And, I mean, a lot of people are just like, well, that sounds hard, and I just know what I know about my life. And that's fine. That's okay. You can admit that you have the most awareness of what affects you directly, while also trying to learn about what affects other people. I don't see how that is so hard. Dude, I have a friend who is sick and has high blood pressure, and she gets so hyper and anxious, angry because she's stuck on her way of thinking. That is hard. And, I just want to say, you can't help everyone. As a wise man of history said, start with the man in the mirror or something like that. I don't remember exactly. But he was also kind of not okay. But anyways, not the point. Man in the Mirror, good song. Regardless. High blood pressure, it is genetic. Not a whole lot you could do about that anyway, other than diet and exercise, but even then you can still end up with it. As much as I appreciate the concern that you have for your friend. Hyper anxious, angry, there's like emotional regulatory things that could be at play too. I definitely have some. Watch enough of my lives But it's still like, while I'm saying that we individually can't just be in the mindset of like there are only extremes and be influenced by the pressures that America puts, we can't make other people choose that too. Leading by example is the best you can do. It worries me, but also drives me crazy when I try to talk to her. Well, self-care, bud. Keep yourself in check. Do what you need to do. Meditation. Take breaks. Limit your time. I want to see her, but I can only hang out with her for an hour before I start getting upset. Then you only hang out with her for an hour, and you tell her, hey, I got other stuff to do. And it doesn't mean you don't care. It doesn't mean that she will never change her mind. Maybe she won't, though. But if you express your boundaries and you express yourself and you continue to lead by example, that's the best you can do. You know that you've done everything that you can. And it is up to her. You can't make people change. And I think that's the biggest thing, is that a lot of people around these subjects are talking with the intent to change people and change their opinions. And that's not what I'm trying to say either. You don't need to change anybody. America is a melting pot. This is supposed to be the land of the free. That's why it's an outrage that anybody's rights are being taken away. Because how can we say that we are actually Americans if we do not have freedom for everyone, if we don't have equality for all, if we don't have unity? How can we say that we have the strongest military, we have the most armed people, and we're using it against each other instead of for each other? It's not patriotic. It's not American. And that's what keeps me outraged, because that's most people's argument is, America. But that's not true. That's not what America stands for. It is a melting pot. It is a freedom of religion, which means everyone. And the fact that there are laws trying to be passed that you can't have inter-religious relationships is ridiculous. Nobody should be dictating anybody's relationship. Good morning, Scooby-Doo. How you doing? I am popping off on my political outrage as usual. Wanted to make sure that people knew my opinions as usual. Gotta just come on here and make people think for the morning and eat breakfast. If you can move to any country, where would it be? I don't know. I've never traveled outside of this country, so I don't really have any experience to base that off of, but my family is from the Philippines. The dollar goes far in the Philippines, but at what cost? Filipinos are the people who are on the internet the most in the world. Yeah, I do. We have known each other for like 10 years. Sounds like you're doing your best then, bud. Don't you worry. You're doing everything you can, man. I mean, like, I get it. You're concerned. I get you wish you could do more. But, I mean, you just gotta accept the situation as it is. And, like, that's why, for me, it's just like, everybody who says that they care needs to educate themselves more. Because, how are you gonna lead by example if you don't educate yourself more? Everybody who wants to make an effort should make more of an effort. If they have anybody in their life that is like that, but please just remind yourself, Some health problems are genetic. You can't really control that, regardless of the level of stress. Cortisol is always going to be an issue. I think you said that they were born female, right? And asked if they identified, but females are more likely to have heart conditions, you know? And the sad part is a lot of females are dismissed for their pain, whether it's the reproductive system or the heart, because if anybody has diagnosed anxiety, the doctors are more likely to dismiss your chest pains, and you could actually be having a heart attack. It's crazy. And they just will be like, oh, well, you're female with anxiety? You're probably fine. And that fucking drives me nuts. I don't even want to get into how our pharmaceutical and medical industry is screwed. So, on your question of what country would I move to, probably one with healthcare, accessible to everyone, because why the fuck don't we have that here? I would like to know how we get off on saying that we're a first world country when there's such a huge divide in classes. When the rich can just buy their way out of anything. Crime is legal if you're rich. It's bullshit. If other countries that we look down on can afford to give healthcare to everyone, then why the fuck can't we? If other countries that we look down on statistically are happier people as a whole than we are here, then how the fuck do we get off looking down on them? Free college is accessible to people in other countries. And we think we're more educated in any way. Most other countries are bilingual. They teach English in, like, schools. And we think we're better somehow? That's why I kind of want to leave and move to Malaysia. Why Malaysia? I have a pen pal in Malaysia that I've had since I was young, and she wanted to move here. That's why I'm like, I would never say I want to move somewhere without visiting there first. But why Malaysia? They have an interesting culture, though. They have nice people from my experience. But again, we only see what we can see. You can't see a lot from just being here. I can't see any of your faces right now, you know? Hello, I'm taking your son's place on the 3rd, like where he lives? She is in her 60s and she has a lot more things going on than just what I mentioned. Hey, I'm a caretaker. I completely get that. Usually it is a lot more things than just high blood pressure. It's usually a list of things. I agree with you that we need to be more accepting of each other. Exactly. I can accept that people are going to have different opinions than me. I can't accept hate. I can't accept discrimination. And I can't accept people taking away other people's freedom and then saying that this is the freest country. Because that's just not true. It is not. And until we can actually make that true, I don't think we have a right to say that. What the fuck did people fight for and die for through all of these wars if it was not for equality? If it was not for freedom? Freedom of expression, freedom of religion, all of these things. It blows my mind that freedom of expression for the youth is even a fucking political issue. Like, what the fuck is that? Anyways, gonna calm down. Just drink the juice. Just gonna pretend that orange juice is mimosa because I'm 3 years sober. Mix it with the caffeine of the coffee. Get a little buzz. Throw some vitamins down. Get a head rush. From nutritional value. Good stuff. Good stuff. Choked on the juice a bit so it kind of burns. Just like I like it. I love their culture. It's a melting pot like America. But better from my research at least. I saw them on the Food Network. They like cooked this whole like, I want to say it was like a sheep or a goat head. Genuinely, as freaky as it looked, super soft meat. Like, this part looked like it just fell off the bone. But it was one of those like food shows that was supposed to like freak you out. But I mean, I don't know, it's just culturally different. That's probably my biggest thing too, is like food. Before you move anywhere, or before you travel places, or even when you do travel places, just trying food. I think you can learn a lot about how... Good morning, King Dub. How are you? One love, man. I think you can learn a lot about a place just by like sitting down and eating with people. Ooh, I really breathed in that juice. God damn. Let's never pretend that our orange juice is mimosa again, no matter how sober we are. Yeah, food is the biggest thing. I'm doing great. We're here doing an open discussion. And I say discussion because I'm not open to debating with people. We're doing an open discussion about political outrage and discrimination and how equality is for all, and I mean it. And how this community is going to be safer and safer by the day because I'm done with trolls and we've been blocking them. Sometimes I popped off. I just want to apologize because it's just hard to not get upset when people are so ignorant about the levels of discrimination that people face. We're also talking about places we'd like to travel and why. And things we'd like to do. You know, Usagi, Malaysia also seemed really beautiful in nature. I think that's one of the things too with traveling. I really like the nature hotspots. But my friend is very close-minded in a lot of ways. She is against trans equality. Against, I assume, is what you're saying. And she has so many strong views. I wouldn't call them strong. In my opinion, those are weak views. It is weak if you are basing any of your beliefs off of fear. So that's one question that I want people to take away from my page. It's a question that I ask myself a lot. Am I basing this off of fear or love? And if you're basing it off of fear, you're probably in the wrong. If you're basing it off of love, and that can be your own self-love, like coming from yourself, but then like extending that love out to people in hopes that they will become better people, you're probably more right than not. That is what drives me crazy because she doesn't want to learn about it. You can't force people to learn, but that's what I mean when I say that I love people who love learning. Because you know that they'll want to know more. They don't have to agree with it, but they want to know more. It's a red flag if somebody does not want to know more. If they're shutting you down, it's problematic already. And that's what I mean about like when Usagi said, you know, I hear out both sides. That's great unless they don't want to hear your side. If they're shutting you down, it doesn't matter how much you're willing to hear them out. You could listen all day, and then the second you talk, they're gonna just not give a fuck. Yeah, true, I hear that. This whole world is filled with trolls nowadays. That's what I'm saying, man. I'm sick of the trolls. Fucking exhausting. They're rude. They're instigating. And they're sadistic. And that's what it comes down to. They want to see people in pain. And I've dealt with enough abusive ass motherfuckers in my lifetime to not want to fucking see another face of a sadist again. If you get off on me being upset and my fucking pain and anyone's fucking pain, you're fucking gross. Keep it in the bedroom. I don't want to see that shit. No, I'm kidding. I mean, well, not really. That is probably important. Other than, like, I'm all for, like, pride leather. You know, we gotta respect the history of, like, they risk their lives doing that shit just so we can have pride today. And then, like, the people who were protesting the 50 Shades of Grey series because it's not an accurate representation of the BDSM community, power to you. I'm not, like, in any way kink-shaming by using these terminologies, but literally, like, I have seen a sadist narcissistic personality person, like an abuser who abused me specifically, look me in the eyes and say with full heart that they loved hurting people. They loved hurting them emotionally, psychologically. They loved saying no to people. And not in a consent way, like in a hurting them way. Which, no, as in like taking away the other person's consent, kind of no. It was not okay in a lot of ways. And that's what disturbs me about this, is like people not leading by example, just like leaving these people in the dust, you know, it isolates them to believe that they can just keep behaving like that. And the only people that are going to learn are those who are open to it. So if you can't get through to them and you're getting hurt by them, morally, you should not have to be hurt to get a lesson across to somebody. So you just leave. And then again, you can still lead by example at a distance without getting hurt. If either end is getting hurt, you shouldn't be doing what you're doing. That's all. If it hurts them to learn about stuff, which it really shouldn't, but if somehow it's hurting them to learn about stuff, well, then let it be. You don't have to force education down their throat, you know? You guys are choosing to be a part of this conversation right now. I'm not forcing you to be on my page. I don't force anyone to be on my page, which is why when I get these trolls, it's so annoying and problematic because I'm not making them stay here. I didn't even ask them to join. Most of the time I don't send out my lives. I just pop on live. So you don't need to force anyone. And that's consent with learning is also a thing. Consent for everything is a thing. I don't understand. I don't know what to say, so I just don't talk to her about those things with her. Okay, yeah, you know, I mean, that's your boundary. It's okay. You don't have to talk about those things with her. But, you know, she also doesn't have to participate either. You just have your relationship as it is. It seems fine. Besides, it sounds like with her health conditions and the way that her mind works, it's only going to stress her out. So again, morally speaking, if it's hurting either one of you, there's no reason to participate in it. There's no reason to do it. The best you can do is talk with other people in your community that agree with you and validate your opinions. And then just stay strong in that. Knowing that you have a sense of community, knowing you have other people who are like-minded, that'll keep you strong when you're with people who are not like-minded and who might never be. No, you're right about that. Also because of the fact of the matter that a lot of times from both sides I get shut down. And I see that as well, Usagi, because like I said, I'm not fucking politically correct, okay? I'm not. I was raised in a Bible Belt state originally, and then I went to the sin desert of our fucking country, okay? I have the best and worst of both worlds. And to be honest, it did not benefit me whatsoever. I am white passing, but I'm mixed race, So I was raised by my Filipino mother, who was raised in Hawaii. That's all Islander, baby. But I have, sadly, the genetic influence of my sperm donor. And that's Irish and French and some other fucking white bullshit. I don't fucking know. Okay? I think it would be really interesting to get a genetic test done, but I've never had the money and freedom to do so. Now, my mother has done one, and I realize that I have a lot more races mixed in with me. Got a little North Africa, got a little West India. We're all over the country, or the world here. So, I mean, nobody's going to accept me as fully anything because I'm not fully anything. So, as far as not being accepted by either side, I get it, buddy. I'm, again, nonpartisan, which means I'm not a fucking Democrat, and I'm not a fucking Republican, and I don't believe in either side. I think that, like, repeating myself now, but, like, the extreme of any scale is less likely than anywhere else on the spectrum or scale. So, I don't know, man. Not being accepted is part of being open-minded. If you want to be open-minded, if you want to be open about being open-minded, and if you want to be seen as open-minded, part of that is going to be seen as not accepted. Because most people are too afraid to share their opinion. Most people are too afraid to be open-minded, okay? And that's why they're closed-minded, because it's safer in their opinion. You also, like, again, me putting myself out there, I get a lot of hate. I get a lot of trolls. I get a lot of reactions. And it's not like I just do this online. Somebody said, oh, you got on live. That was your choice. You put yourself out there. I do that in real life, too. I've been doing that even before I was on live. The other thing is, I've been on YouTube for 10 plus years, okay? When I was a teenager, I was out here on the internet fucking slinging my opinions, okay? Ranting off. This is not a new thing. This is just a part of who I am and a part of my life. And I've continued to choose that, I guess, to a degree. But also, at the same time, I just have no filter and I can't keep my fucking mouth shut, okay? So it's not really like whether I'm online doing this or whether I'm in real life. This is just the way it is. I understand when people are like, I can't do that. I can't put myself out there. I can't deal with the outrage, with the hate, with the, disagreements, you know. It's fine. You don't have to do that. My life has proven that I am going to just have to learn how to manage myself in these situations because they will keep breeding. They will keep happening. And there's only me in the situation that I can control. I can't control anybody else. I can't make them see things my way. So I have to learn how to present myself in a way that I'm happy with, that I'm satisfied with, so I can walk away from these things being like, okay, I did my best, that's all I can do. And that's all you can do too. If you are like me, it's okay to be like this. That's who you are. But don't let other people get in your head and get to you and make you feel like you're wrong for being yourself. You are doing your best. That's what matters. Like, motherfuckers just don't know how to sit down and just be chill. Yeah, that's fucked up. Yeah, man. Sometimes, you know, maybe just if everybody could just sit down and chill the fuck out, that'd be great, guys. Damn. Okay, first, I'm sorry for the pain you went through. And oh my god, that is effed up. I totally don't even remember where I was at when you guys said that. I just went full on. That happens sometimes. It's the ADHD brain. I'm new to getting to know you, and I like what I see and hear. LOL, you are awesome. Hey, thanks, man. Let me follow you back. Are you following me? I'll follow you back. Let's follow for follow, bud. What's up? Marcus, I like your kitty. I assume that's your cat? Unless it's just a cat that you thought was cute. Always love making new connections. One of the best parts about community is learning about other people. That's one of the things about loving learning and being open-minded is you can't do that without accepting that you don't know everything. And, you know, in a way, Usagi is right. Hearing out both sides is still learning. They may not want to hear your side. Can't force people to learn. But you can hear out their side, learn their side, and then think about that, take that with you. Formulate how you want to respond in the future. And what is that book? The Art of War. Know your enemy. Now, I don't want you to take that in a literal sense of like, they are my enemy because they think differently than me. That's not the point. The point is, know how the other side sees things, so then when you are learning how to manage your reactions and express yourself and express your opinion, you know where they're coming from. So you know how they're going to counter you. And you don't, it's not that you don't want to be countered. It's good to have competition. It's good to have a little bit of challenge, but you want to be sure of yourself in your response so you can respond confidently, and part of that is going to be knowing how they respond. A lot of the times, let's say in court, for example, lawyers and everything, I thought about becoming a lawyer at one point, they're going to have to work off of that same mentality. How are they going to respond? And how will I react when they respond like that? To make the person I'm defending look the way like they need to in court. Like look and portray themselves truthfully and honestly to the best of my ability. Because the other person, the other side, is going to challenge anything that you say or do to defend your client, right? Well, if you have an idea of how they're going to do that, then you can be more prepared. It's the same thing with politics or beliefs of any kind. I personally, like, if your religion isn't hurting anybody, I don't understand how anybody needs to be in the business of religion or sexuality, gender, any of that discussion. There's really no reason. They're all so personal. If it's not hurting anyone, it shouldn't be anybody's business. But as far as everything else, the things that are blatant discrimination, we gotta find ways to be able to know what they're going to say and respond confidently. I do my own way of speaking my mind on a lot of things and how I feel as a person in my poetry. Love that. Keep up the great work. Art, expression, that's super important. Great way to explore yourself, explore what you think, explore how you think it, and then relay that to people. Poetry is something I've also practiced for like 13 years. It's great practice. Proud of you. Thank you, I agree. Glad to hear it. Yeah, we love that. I don't know. It's just seems simple enough to me, but for the people who needed it explained more thoroughly, I just wanted to make sure that I gave that opportunity. It's my kitty and I miss him. He was put down a year ago. I'm sorry to hear. I also had to put down my childhood cat recently, and I understand your pain. Because he was sick and it hurt to have to do that, but I could afford to feed and care for him. But he had a blockage, and I didn't have $3,000 to fix him. I can relate. My cat had a liver condition, and now my family has a kitten that has a liver condition she was born with that we're caring for. But it does hurt when you think, oh, if I had more money, I could have more time with you. And that could be said the same about people. And that's why I think, healthcare being accessible to everyone is so important right now. Speaking about raising money for people's medical, I did share 2 different GoFundMes recently, earlier this last month. So to go over those again, I can share the links. I think one of them quickly was responded to, and we managed to get the money to the patients. So 2 volunteers in the Reno area were trying to apprehend a man who had drove his motorcycle into a group of homeless people who were trying to get clothes, food, and other supplies that they needed. Thank you to the volunteers at Food Not Bombs, who put themselves out there and risk their lives, I guess. We didn't think about it that way until we had to, just to make sure that people are fed, clothed, and have the resources they need to get the care that they need. So thank you guys, Food Not Bombs. Check them out here on Instagram. We raised, I believe, over 25, yeah, Andreas. We raised over $25,000. They did a great job. Everybody, community and collectivism can work to help people. So proud of everyone involved with that. Thank you all. Nevada in general usually had a lot of the things that's going on in the state. Yeah, and that's why it's important for us as individuals to share these things and to tell people what's happening. Because if we don't tell people, the news, the police, all of them, they don't consider it their job in a way to do that. The news can only do so much. They are limited. But there have been, yes, a lot of murders, a lot of safety issues lately. And hello from Germany. Hello, Germany. And we need to be the voice of the people. That's what it means. For the people. By the people. We are the people. We need to do it. So he had 3 legs, but he didn't let his lack of legs stop him. Bless. LOL, he ran around and climbed on everything in the house. Cats are amazing, man. They're so athletic. They don't let anything stop them. We gotta share that mindset. That's why we love them so much. That's why they are the most popular thing on the internet, other than, they're the most popular thing on the internet. I think we know that the internet is for cats and corn. But, yeah, we do need to be our own voice, though. And so, proud of everybody for that. Collectivism works. Spreading the news, word of mouth, and through social media influence is a powerful tool that we take for granted, I think. A lot of people do. I think a lot of people come here for shits and giggles, and ultimately, this could be an amazing tool for a lot of things. So on that note, I do have another GoFundMe that represents domestic violence survivor, amazing woman. She is a miracle. To be shot in the head and survive is fucking amazing. I know, Mari Usagi, you are a survivor yourself. I am also a survivor of domestic violence. And while I have not taken, I haven't gotten all of my tests done and results back. I was not taken to the hospital for a lot of these things I experienced. I want to bring awareness for everybody else. Just to put it out there as something to be discussed, something to be aware about, take into consideration. If you or a loved one is experiencing domestic violence, there are resources, hotlines, shelters. It's okay to not be okay. It's okay to seek help, to get help, and you're safe to leave. It's safer to leave than stay. Ultimately, if you are experiencing any sort of domestic violence, you should not stay. You should leave and get help. So I want to be sure to post that GoFundMe again today, and hopefully you guys will go check it out. Anything helps. If 100 people gave $1, that's $100. Look at that, crazy. So we gotta keep in mind the power that community has, that collecting together has. It's impactful. She does have 2 kids, so it's gonna be a long road to recovery still. A lot of physical therapy, But it is possible. It is possible to recover, to get better, and to get stronger, and to get away. And I just want to make sure that anybody who needed to hear that today can hear that it's true. If I wasn't highly allergic to him, I would get a cat. Totally fair, man. Taking an allergy pill every day just for the kitty is hard to do. But you can always go and hang out with somebody else's kitty, take an allergy pill for one day. Then there you go. Volunteer at an animal shelter. Take your allergy pills. Man, my ex was essayed by a guy. And okay, I don't know if we need to bring medical into it. Medical diagnosis. And he pissed me off because when we were together and we took it to the cops, they did nothing. So that is the biggest thing. You can't trust the cops. The cops don't fucking care about people. They don't. They don't. One of my boos on this platform here, I fucking talked to her. She tried to go to the cops 2019 every year to now, and they repeatedly reject. I hope it's okay that I share your story, love, if you hop on here. I'm not name dropping, just in case you don't want it's shared, but I know that you do share it on your platform, so just wanted to bring it up. Yeah, personally, also, I have tried to tell the cops before, and they wanted more and more from me, and ultimately it made me feel more vulnerable and more scared. And then I was threatened by my assaulter for doing so, and then I was threatened by my abuser for doing so. So ultimately it comes down to you can't fucking trust them. They're there for very limited resource, and it's a liability thing. And, if it's a he said, she said matter, they don't really give a fuck. A lot of the times they'll say it's a civil issue when it's fucking not. And they have the, SA kits at the hospital. But I had a male doctor for mine, and he ended up assaulting me in the hospital room and further injuring my body, and then blamed me for it because I said I didn't feel comfortable making the report. So, you can't trust the hospital, you can't trust the cops. It's kind of fucked. And until we can get not only our women, but every victim of SA and every victim of domestic violence seen and heard and believed, you need to support survivors, you need to believe them, then we aren't going to see change. This country is built on a system of hurting people to feel more in control, more confident, more entitled. No, that's not how you fucking get power. And that's what I'm sick of seeing. I understand your anger. I feel your anger. I want to say it has nothing to do with his diagnosis, to be clear. While that does have a play in maybe the social approach, it doesn't make a difference, okay? Anybody who is comfortable doing something like that, it's not okay. And the people who don't understand the trauma never leaves completely. You are so right, Mighty Usagi. You are so right. We have to carry that with us for the rest of our lives. And so why should the assaulter not have to carry it for the rest of their lives? They should have to carry it for the rest of their lives. They should feel bad. They should feel scared just as much as they make people feel. Because why the fuck did you do that? And that's what I want to fucking know. Why the fuck did you feel entitled to do that to somebody if you couldn't handle the backlash that it came with? And that's what we need to put out there as the people. Backlash. You find out that somebody fucking abused somebody? Why the fuck did you do that, bud? Put them on the spot. I was shocked when I found out one of my fucking people in my circle knew a guy who fucking assaulted a woman and then in front of 6 men, I just went up to him in the middle of a party and was like, what the fuck is this I keep hearing about, bud? Why do I keep... One of my ex-girlfriends said that the same thing happened to her. And I was like, I keep hearing about women coming out saying you hurt them. What's up with that? None of these 6 men in the kitchen with me said shit the whole time that I was confronting this person. And what did this person do? They fucking excused themselves. Not 1 time, not 2 times, 3 fucking times. No man spoke up. We need to speak up. We need to confront these people. Why did I hear this about you? Explain yourself. Are you fucking sorry? Are you gonna tell her that? That's what it comes down to. These people need to know. They've not been scolded for this shit. You know? The cops didn't do it. The fucking doctors don't. That's what blows my mind. We need to step up. We need to step up and be the people to be like, what's up? What do you got to say for yourself? We can't become assaulters. I am not trying to incite violence. I'm trying to incite communication. Because we cannot be as bad as the people that we are confronting. But we can put them on the spot and make them think about what they've done. And unless we do, they won't. They just won't. And that's problematic. My ex and I are still friends, and I just wish I could do more for her. Bless. Totally. You know, there are still group therapy. Huge help for a lot of people. Group therapy. Knowing you have community, knowing you're not alone. Oh, he knew exactly what he was doing, and he is just lucky I didn't. See, that's what I mean. We can't be violent, though. As much as I fucking understand it. As much as I fucking understand it, my friend. We can't openly be violent people. And that's just the way it is. But, yeah, I get it. I get how it feels. I get your pain. I get your anger. The best you can do is act from a point of love and not fear. So, providing your friend with group therapy resources, providing your friend with one-on-one therapy resources. Group therapy doesn't work for everybody. Some people can't do it in a group. Some people need a group because it gives you that sense of validation. You don't have to do the talking yourself. You can listen to other people do the talking. It helps. Whatever you need. Some resources can be found over the phone, online. You don't have to go in person. You know, if you don't have gas money, you don't have a car, you don't like public transportation, whatever it is. There's plenty of options out there. You know, even like on YouTube is a huge, wow, it's such a huge platform now. There's Facebook groups. Facebook can be kind of toxic though, I don't know. But some of the groups are not toxic. I've seen friends I've made online who have created groups on there and, you know, they try to do their best to keep it from getting toxic. You do what you can. But ultimately, yeah, a lot of these people do know exactly what they're doing, and that's why it's important for people to be like, hey, and especially in front of people. If you can make this happen in front of people, I guarantee you their reaction is going to be different. Their reaction is not going to be the same as if you confronted them one-on-one. If you confront them one-on-one, they're probably going to try to get you riled up to hurt them because they want you to look like the bad guy. And that's what it comes down to. You need a witness. Always have a witness. Do not confront people without a witness because they are going to use it against you. A guilty mind acts guilty because they know that they're guilty. So keep that in mind. Do not let them take advantage of you in response to you trying to defend somebody who is taken advantage of. Because it will happen. She said she didn't want to go to a counselor. That's okay. A lot of people think that there is only one way to heal, but as long as you are dedicated to healing, that's all that matters. And she probably just is. I remember I had a lot of trust issues. I still have a lot of trust issues. Because when you feel like the person that was so close to you, and it's normally somebody who was close, it's not usually a stranger. It is sometimes a stranger, but it's not always a stranger. If somebody close to you has betrayed you, it's hard to trust anyone. If the cops betrayed you, the people who are supposed to help you, that you've been raised to believe are going to help you and protect you, betrayed your trust after you just got betrayed by another person in your life. It is normal to feel like you can't trust a counselor. It is normal to feel like you can't trust a doctor. I mean, that's part of the process. So what can you do to self-care? Help yourself. Meditation, yoga, exercising 5 to 30 minutes a day is going to make a difference. Making sure that she eats. What's her favorite food? Bring her favorite foods. Making sure you stay hydrated. These things make a huge difference when you're healing. Getting enough rest. A lot of the time, when you have gone through something traumatic, it is hard to get sleep, to get enough rest. So melatonin, tea. I mean, it sounds like fucking bougie bullshit, but it's not. It genuinely helps. You gotta do everything you possibly can in your daily life to get better when you're healing. And having a good support network is one of those steps. If you have a bad support network and you're dedicated to healing, it won't matter if people are constantly trying to drag you down. It's going to be difficult to heal if you are being dragged down. So making sure that, people aren't making it more difficult. If you can't talk to her or get her to talk about these things, but you see somebody in her life making things more difficult, you can talk to them. Be like, hey, why are you making things more difficult? This is not how you help somebody. There's always something you can do. And if you can't find it, then maybe you need to take care of you first. And then when you have a clearer mind, you can find your spot to be able to help. But again, it's not your pain or responsibility. You don't have to, but if it is hurting you, then you will have to rest, recoup, and come back in the morning trying to find a way to help out again. Because you don't have to live with that pain, but it's not your responsibility. You didn't hurt her. It's not on you. And, you don't have to be the justice in the world, as much as I understand the desire to be. Sometimes. I always believed in conflict resolution. I also just read a lot of fiction or look at happy things like corgis. Bless, Usagi, I appreciate you. That is a good idea too. If you get caught up trying to think of how you can help, maybe you just need to look at some corgis for a little bit. Read a book. That's a fiction book. And just kind of get your mind off it, come back fresh later. Conflict resolution. Yes, that's fair. There are fair fighting rules you can look up. Fair fighting rules are great. If you follow these fair fighting rules, then you will look better in these conflicts, like no name calling. It's a pretty big one. And ultimately, if you have witnesses of your conflict with said person, following these fair fighting rules is going to make it pretty clear that they're in the wrong. I can't keep thinking about this anymore. I'm trying so hard to keep my mind right. We are not together anymore because we are not on the same level in our lives, but we are trying to be friends. Well, like I said multiple times, you're not going to be on the same page with everyone. You're not going to be at the same point in your lives. Growth is different for everyone, and healing is not linear. So, while I am able to speak with you guys about these things today, it's not every day that I am calm enough to be in this position. It's not every day that I feel physically well enough to be in this position. I am in pain right now. I'm hurting right now, right about here, all of my joints. I have some nerve pain. A lot of the time my nerve pain causes me to scratch at my skin until I bleed. So it's not like we are not all dealing with something and we're doing our best to mask it. So just focus on yourself first And then, you can't pour from an empty cup. Extend yourself to others when you can, but be mindful. Like Usagi said, look at some corgis, read a book. Hey, maybe you can't read a book. Maybe you gotta clean the house. So then put on an audiobook, and your thoughts might not be so loud. Different things like that. You adjust to how you need to, Stitch Baby. Taking care of yourself and learning how to take care of yourself is going to be the best way to learn how to take care of others. Because if you are taking care of others without taking care of yourself, you will forget how to properly do that. And then you will potentially allow a form of resentment to breed. And you don't want that. So, gotta keep in mind yourself first. Also, listening to classical music helps because sound is therapy within itself. Classical music, great concept, great idea. I definitely used to listen to that a lot as a kid. I've had anxiety since I was a child, being raised around domestic violence. And I would listen to classical music to help me study even, help me focus. Another good one is binaural beats. Binaural beats, BINURAL. They are hertz that are specifically researched and designed to elicit a type of emotion. As we've seen throughout Walt Disney history, orchestras and everything, they elicit emotion in animations that didn't even have any dialogue. And we do feel things in response to these sounds. So sound therapy is a great approach and method. Any sort of holistic healing, sensory deprivation float tanks. Maybe you need nothing. Maybe you need to hear nothing for a little while. Just listen to the sound of your body, get in touch with it, feel your fingertips, feel every sensation, have a piece of chocolate, feel it melt. What does it taste like? What does it feel like? I don't know. Every sense is powerful, and utilizing your senses to be in the moment is going to be helpful. So take into consideration all of that. Oxygen therapy is another thing that's helped. Going to an oxygen bar. We don't realize a lot of the time we have short breaths, or meditation helps with those deeper breaths. Yoga helps with those deeper breaths. But maybe you just need to have an oxygen bar experience for 10-30 minutes. It can clear your mind, help you think more calmly, act more calmly. Your muscle pain can be correlated with oxygen. I have asthma, and a heart condition. My heart takes twice as long to recover. So a lot of that can be resolved with these things. Reese's peanut butter eggs would help. Not a sponsor. Not sponsored, but should be. For sure, definitely. How do I end up with so much coffee at the bottom of my cup? I'm proud of us today, guys. We really did it. We've been discussing without fighting. We've been sharing without giving up. What time is it? We're making good time. I just hope everybody keeps up the good work. Keeps a positive mindset. Hopeful mentality. Just do your best and fuck the rest. What are your plans for today? Getting on here, seeing you guys, talking to you guys. That was my plan. As for the rest of the day, probably some caretaking stuff. We'll figure out the rest. Ugh. Could you check out some of my poetry on Instagram? Send it to me in my DMs. Just to let you know, there is a big group for poetry on Instagram. There's a huge community for it. A lot of survivors, some of these people do post anonymously because it is safer for them. As we know, abusers do not stop at anything to cover their tracks. They will tell people you are crazy. They will say that you are making it all up because that is what a guilty conscience does. So, keep that in mind when you are in these communities, that people don't have to tell you who they are to be valid. The poetry, the art, it speaks for itself. And we are all survivors. There's no reason for us to treat each other the same as we have been treated just because it is what we know. Look at that. 3 fluids down. I feel like we've done good getting to know each other today. Do you drink the milk from your cereal? On a random note, I was dehydrated because I'm not ever gonna get used to being in a desert. I was dehydrated for a day and I had to drink so much Pedialyte. Pedialyte. Yeah, that shit's good. They also have Gatorade Light. Gatorlight? I don't know. I don't know what the sugar content is on a Gatorlight. What is a Gatorade electrolyte drink? You can also water them down. It makes it last longer for one. And for two, it gets water and the electrolytes in your system and the sugars. So, also putting lemon in your water and Himalayan salt can help. But yeah, if you are dehydrated, get in those. And hey, if you're really dehydrated though, don't be afraid to go to the ER because they'll just hook you up to a saline bag or two. Get you right again. Excuse me. Whew. A bowl of cereal, a bowl of oatmeal, 3 drinks, piece of toast. I still have another piece of toast, guys. What? I just drank coffee and I'm yawning. Can't caffeine just work like normal people? Instead of making me all like, ooh. Oh, actually, it's not that bad. Yeah, look, that's not that bad. I would, but I can't afford that. My insurance by my job only covers so much. Ugh. Well, in that case, if you're going to be paying for it anyways, they usually have hydrate bars where they hook you up to saline. Like, recreationally, supposedly. It's still holistic medicine, but it's not associated with the hospital or insurance or anything. You just go in, similar to the oxygen bars, except for saline, and they just do it there. Do you ever drink energy drinks at all? Yeah, I drink energy drinks. Coffee has like 95 milligrams of energy, or of caffeine. Energy drinks usually have more than that, right? So, like 120 or more. Oh, it's just like the way that my brain is, or my body, one of the two, makes it to where I feel awake, but tired still. No matter what caffeine drink I'm drinking. Awake but tired. I'll probably do a live stream, shower, per usual. If you haven't checked out my links, check out Linktree Fate Sin. Should be linked to Linktree Yuri Panda. If you're not following all my socials, I got some spicy links. We'll take a shower there. What kind of coffee do you drink? Whatever coffee's available. If that coffee is instant commoner's coffee, I'll drink it. If that coffee is hand ground beans with caramel and hazelnut, God, that was delicious. You know, I'll fucking drink it. It's coffee. It's bean water. It is like tea is leaf water. Oh, lemon ginger tea. That's what I should have next. We gotta drink more. What? 5 more cups of fluid. 5 more cups of fluid, you guys. Don't forget to stretch. Oh. Open your chest. You can't see my arms. Oh, you can't see them at the same time. Don't forget your neck, because we're all on our phones too much. I don't know about y'all, but I'm definitely on my phone for more than 4 hours a day. I don't know if the lives count, but I feel like they do. I mean, they do on my little health watching app that tracks my usage. I'm awake. I never turned on the other light to balance the shadows. So y'all are just gonna have to deal with the shadows as I have to deal with the shadows. Straighten and stretch that arm. Ooh, excuse me. Guess I did kind of just chug those drinks near the end there. I just wanted to get them down. I like Shadow, like Hedgehog. I like Shadow the Hedgehog. Nice, nice. Yeah, that. Oh. Hold on. Yeah, I also like different characters like that. Have you seen the new Mario movie? I went and saw the Mario movie. It was really good. It's really good. Now I want to cosplay from Mario all over again. I cosplayed from Mario like forever ago at Fanime, and like nobody got it. And now I bet we're gonna see all these Mario cosplays. And I'm just like, damn. Not yet, but I'm planning on doing it as soon as humanly possible. Do it! Have you played any video games lately? I've mostly been playing Animal Crossing on the Switch, and then, like, whatever video games anyone else around me is playing. How can someone not get Mario? It was a closet cosplay battle apocalypse Mario, like, cosplay. It was a Princess Peach, but, like, apocalyptic gear. So I had to keep explaining it to people. But I was decked out in, like, all pink with, like, big old goggles and, like, a Nerf gun and, like, a tactical belt. So, like, I kind of get it, but I had a Toad with me. So I thought that, you know, Toad, Peach kind of explained itself. But I guess I had to have Mario with me. Or Luigi. So this time, I went to the Mario movie with a Mario and Luigi, and people got it, so that's hype. So now I want to do Rosalina, because I don't want to give away any spoilers, but I read that Rosalina was going to be in the movie, and she wasn't, but her Luma is. One of her Lumas is in the movie. And her Luma is literally the voice inside my head. So, I was hyped about that. Yo, one of my fangs is bigger than my other fang. The hell? I never noticed. I never noticed that. By the way, I didn't sharpen these teeth. It's natural. I was born this way. I have very crooked teeth, and I've never gotten them fixed. So, probably never will until more of them break. This tooth, somebody tried to bully me for it. Yep, somebody I dated tried to bully me for that tooth. And, it's really weird because they left me to have my face smashed into a marble wall, where my original tooth that was crooked like this cracked in half. My nose got smacked and inflamed, and I wasn't allowed to go back and see my mom until the inflammation went down. Because my mom used to be a nurse, and the person who smashed my face into a marble wall knew that she would be able to tell my nose was broken. So I had to, like, manually pull my nose straight and put ice on it and hope for the best. And then I got a fake tooth. Thankfully to one of our good friends who is a lawyer and owns a yacht. She made a generous donation to get my tooth fixed. And, yeah. That was cool. But over time, you know, the veneer never changes color, and your other teeth do. So whether it's lighter or darker, either way, it's kind of not gonna stay the perfect match forever. But it's a cosmetic issue in my opinion, and as long as the safety of my tooth is covered, that's all that matters to me. But I will never be made to feel bad for my big teeth again. Because I remember in, like, middle school, elementary school, people were saying I had big front teeth, and that's true. And that's okay. Because they saved my face when it got smashed into marble, so... And it's weird that that person who left me with the person who smashed my face into marble is the one to make fun of it after all these years. I always thought you had a pretty smile. Have. Thank you. Yeah, I like my smile. I don't mind it. I think the fangs are kind of anime. Like all your favorite tsundere characters have a little fang going on. So I remember when I was a teenager, they wanted to take away these two teeth. And I said, no. And they were like, we should put on braces. And I was like, no. And my wisdom teeth came in and they were all impacted. I have overcrowding after they even pulled out a couple of teeth. So, yeah. And now, like, that tooth is completely out of line. And the gap between those two teeth is, like, so small. Should have just gotten that removed. Should have just got that teeth removed. Teeth. The gap with the other two over here is like a little bigger, but if I had gotten those two teeth removed and got braces, it probably would have looked different. But then I wouldn't have these amazing fangs. If they had taken those two teeth and let me not get braces, probably would have done that. Probably could have done that. But I thought I'd look weird if I got those two teeth removed and then I had little gaps in my teeth. Yeah, I probably would have for a little while, but based on how my wisdom teeth came in impacted, it would have pushed them all together eventually. But I did get my wisdom teeth removed, so that's nice. I think that also was due to the generous donations of others, so thank you again. Yeah, collectivism has worked for me a lot of the time, so when I ask people to donate to a GoFundMe nowadays, it's literally because, like, I just want to help other people get the help that I got growing up. I would not have been able to, I studied IT for nearly a year. I wouldn't have had that opportunity if it weren't for people who donated to my GoFundMe so I could maintain my vehicle at the time, because it was an internship originally before I became paid. So a lot of these opportunities, I had college for a year and a half. I wouldn't have been able to do that without the same. I had financial aid, of course, but financial aid doesn't cover, gas, car maintenance, all of those things. So, my medical expenses, a lot of people gave me a hard time for doing volunteer work, in response to getting these donations, but I wanted to give back to the community the same way that my community had given back to me. And I think that got misconstrued in a lot of ways, because I like to volunteer at animal shelters. I like to volunteer for the environment, like keeping the environment clean. I've moved sandbags from flood areas. It's not easy work, and a lot of it is in the sun, and I'm allergic to the sun. So having people who are willing to donate for my health and everything that they have over the years, it made it to where I could do these things for my community and afford to rest and recuperate afterwards. And this is not like I'm living in luxury kind of idea or anything. There have been nice gifts that people have given me, purses and clothes, costumes, wigs, and I appreciate that. That is also just as meaningful. It makes me happy. It puts a smile on my face. Getting something in the mail, you're always like, ooh, what is it? It's like Christmas all over the year. But it's not like I live some fancy life of luxury. I get by and I do what I can. But at no point, it was misconstrued. People were like, oh, your volunteer work is supposed to be volunteer. You're not supposed to get paid for it. It was not like I wanted to be paid for volunteer work. I wanted to do something in response to the generous donations I had been given that made a huge impact on my life. And part of it was sharing my volunteer work. We collected stuffed animals for the Children's Hospital every year for years, my family and we collected jackets and we made quilts for the homeless and donated those every year for years now. So, we don't do these things generally like always for recognition. It's just at certain points in those times, I shared that with other people to let them know, like, hey, thank you for everything you've done for us. And now we're going to do things for people who are less fortunate than us as well. And animals don't have a voice for themselves. So being able to care for them, the environment doesn't have a voice for itself. So, I mean, it definitely has a response. But, you know, as far as speaking up, it can only do so much. So try to just do what I can. Same with my family. And that's definitely like all of my family. So good job, everyone, for all that you do. And if you haven't considered volunteer work for your local community, consider it now. There's plenty of volunteer work that you can do. If you are able to be a people person, consider volunteering at a local nursing home. It can make a huge difference. You'd be surprised how many people's families don't go and visit them. You never know. The person that you could make happy today. So, yeah, I don't know. Lots of options. But if you're not a people person like me, it's weird. I'm online a lot to not be a people person. Then you can spend time with animals and spend time with the environment. And, yeah, you end up finding a lot of neat people who also are attracted to those options for the same reason. And also you might find like some cool hiking areas. And I don't know. When I clean up trash, sometimes I find treasure, you know? One man's trash is another man's treasure. Or whatever they say. I don't know. My friends and I went for a walk the other day around a pond and we just started picking up trash. You know, it's you just carry around like plastic bags or doggy bags and use those. If you carry around plastic bags and doggy bags, you can use the doggy bags as gloves in a pinch and then put all the trash in a plastic bag. And then you just put the doggy bag in the plastic bag after you're done. Easy. Easy setup. So take that into consideration when you are looking for where you fit in with your community impact. You don't have to political outrage. You can just do stuff. I don't think I always talk about things. I usually just do things. Feels more comfortable, feels safer, feels more productive, feels more soulful sometimes. If you were one of 4 elements, which would you be? I am a Scorpio. That's a water sign. Water element. Go with the flow. Aren't you a Scorpio too, Usagi? I can't remember. My brother's also a Scorpio. Those are water signs. Made me want to watch The Last Avatar. Or Korra. Korra is also a good one. Or The Legend of Avatar. Avatar. Whatever. Anyways. Avatar The Last Airbender. There we go. But it wasn't The Last Airbender, was it? That's right. They lied to us. No, I'm kidding. That explains a lot because we're in the same month. I knew it! I knew it. Little Scorpio. Yeah, no. Wow, my hair is getting really long. I just realized it's in a loop and it's down to here. Look at that. Whoa. Anyways. Yeah. Scorpios have a fiery passion, but we're water signs, which is why I always, like, I think I'm a fire sign, but then I'm like, no wait, it's a water sign. So, gotta keep that in mind. That is candy dispenser that my phone is leaning on right now. I love it, but it makes me want to eat candy all the time. It's so pretty. I gotta pee, guys. Gotta go to the restroom. I gotta take a bathroom break. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it is funny how that works out. But the reason being that we have the passion that we have, because we can be as regime and passionate as a tsunami. Oh, yo, bro, you're so fucking right. I never thought of it that way. Yes. Okay, okay. That's probably why I get it mixed up with like, I gotta pee really bad. With like fire and stuff. Tsunami makes sense. Yeah. Okay, run the laundry. I feel like maybe that blanket was still kind of damp. Hung it up, though. Hung it up over some furniture. So hopefully it's less damp by the time I lay it out. Ugh. I gotta do my pet egg. Knobby knee. What a knobby knee. We can be as gentle as a leg also. Yeah, right? Or lamb or whatever. Yeah. Scorpios, it's really like how you treat them. That's why whenever like, people are like, so-and-so said you were kind of a dick to them. They said you were kind of an ass, bro. I'm just like, yeah, I wonder how they treated me. Maybe think about that. How do you think they treated me for me to treat them like that? Think about that, buddy. Did they mention anything? No? Huh, kind of weird. Kind of weird they were willing to tell you how much of a jerk I was to them, but they didn't say anything about this, that, and the other that they did to me to deserve that treatment, huh? I don't know, man. Something to consider. You gotta keep in mind, sometimes the way that we treat people is a reaction and not an expression of our character. but more a reflection of their own. Ow! I think I need to take like a bath. Really soak. I don't know. I usually do take like Epsom salt baths and stuff all the time. My skin has become so spoiled. Traveling is difficult for sure. Even though I want to do hiking like every year. Gotta have really good hiking shoes. And stuff like that. Ah! Maybe we'll do a bath instead of a shower. That's probably better anyways. And I think we could do it longer, because most of the time my showers are only like 10 minutes tops. But a bath, you can be in a bath longer. Do you prefer hiking boots or hiking shoes? I never have the money for nice hiking boots. I would like nice hiking boots though. But I usually just wear hiking tennis shoes. Or like slipper. Oh. When are you going to get another pedicure? I don't normally have the money for a pedicure. But I do try to give myself pedicures. But I am nervous to go get a pedicure, to be honest. I haven't really done that lately. I haven't really been to a salon in a couple of years. I had a private beauty stylist for a while. It's only within the last year that I started shaving again, but for a while I had somebody who shaved me for my modeling. So I'm getting used to doing all of my stuff again myself. So that's been interesting. So yeah, maybe I'll give myself a pedicure. Also with the trust issues thing, it's kind of hard to go to a salon or like get my nails done or my hair done or my pedicures. Pedi-mani, hair, makeup. My makeup also is kind of difficult because I have a pink undertone, but I have a yellow overtone, or vice versa. I can't remember, because mixed race, y'all. And yeah, it makes it really hard to like skin tone match me. And then on top of that, I have like, rock on, my friend. We were talking about poetry earlier. Usagi, this is one of the poetry pages. Yeah, I've had like professional makeup artists and stuff too. So that's how I know it's like hard to color match me. And I also am allergic to a lot of stuff in products, so I tend to get allergic reactions to stuff sometimes. I should just get the nail clippers instead of ripping off my nails like a psychopath. But here we are. But yeah, no, poetry pages. Check them out. Usagi. For you, brushstroke, Mighty Usagi is looking at sharing his poetry with some people. I was telling him to DM me some, but I was also telling him there's a great big community out there for it. Excuse me. We're both domestic abuse, domestic violence survivors, so it's always nice to see more people being so accepting in the community of each other's work. Maru Sagi, Brushstroke Earth, hey, how are you? Send it, the Dark Verses, yeah, send it! Yeah, you can send it in DM to either of us, Usagi. Good, I'm cool, just woke up. Bless, good morning! We ate oatmeal today and cereal. We had a glass of orange juice. We had a mug of coffee. And we had a mug of breakfast essentials. I don't know if you've tried that before. It's a delicious way to collect your vitamins, but also, and minerals and nutrients, but also we took gummy vitamins. Today's color of gummy vitamin was orange, which is my favorite color, and it tasted like orange candy, like the color. So, yeah. I was talking to someone yesterday on the holiday about how different colors taste different, and how if you take away the color of things and it has the flavor of the color, it will taste different than if it had the color. Morning, LOL, so tired. My kid is going nuts today already. Damn, if only we could bottle their energy, man, and then use it ourselves. Like Monsters Inc. style. Orange, you glad you got that gummy today? Yes, definitely. I'm double glad because you have to take 2 of them, so that makes me extra happy. I get to have it twice. But I normally just do it once and then I have 2 of them, right? So maybe not twice, but I get double. Double the gummy, double the fun. That's like a joke I like to make about polyamory too. Because I'm just like, Lamau, double the fun. But it's actually like double the work. Double the stress. Yeah, I cry. 'Tis what it is. Oh, LOL dad jokes. Yeah, dad jokes at the top of the hour. Hey, can't go a day without a dad joke if you didn't grow up with a dad. You gotta get them in now while you still can. I'm always down for dad jokes, please, you guys. Thank you. Good morning, Wartap. How are you? It's good to see you. We've been, I don't know, we started out super serious and then slowly ventured into bullshitting. Off and on serious still though, but for the most part, just chilling. Got breakfast in. I was literally just thinking about you. That's so crazy that you'd log in. Right? Yeah. Why are you the way you are? It's fatherless behavior. But then if I get a dad later in life, can I still excuse it as fatherless behavior? Like, not my dad. I'm borrowing somebody else's. Does it still count? Now I'm just thinking of that thrift shop song. I can wear your grandpa's style. No, for real. Ask your grandpa, can I have his hand-me-downs? But like actually though. Ouch. Guys, we're gonna have to do the bath. The bath is gonna have to happen. This is too much. It's too big. It won't fit. The ego. I remember having a debate with somebody that says their poetry is not art. Well, maybe they think their poetry is expression. And while art and expression are similar and one and the same, some people don't feel that way. Maybe the whole point of their art is not to be artistic, but to be maybe political. Ow! This is why you don't rip off your nails and you use nail clippers. Disclaimer, fake body. Not real. We're not actually doing anything here right now. Cut my nail too close. In theory. But not practice. Educational awareness, don't cut your nails too close. Also, use nail clippers. Don't just tear them off like a crazy person. Hello. Do you have a spirit animal? I don't know, like, officially that I have one, but I see foxes a lot, and I identify with foxes, and I like foxes, and I like red pandas, and I like pandas, obviously, Yuri Panda. So I would say, like, a red fox or a panda, or a red panda, red fox or red panda, there we go. There are a lot of different types of foxes. I did a project on foxes in middle school. Educational one. In elementary school, I read every single nonfiction book about animals in my library. So that was cool. It's a pretty big library, in my opinion. Pretty big section on animals. So it's cool. I feel like I should do that again. Maybe we could do it in YouTube videos, since you can't really read books for content or education or entertainment anymore. It's all copywritten. For the different book sharing platforms, check out your local library Libby. The app Libby connects with your local library if you have a library card. That sounds about right. You already know what mine is. Yo, Usagi, my memory is really bad. I already forgot what yours is, to be honest. Run it back on me again, buddy boy. What you got? What's your spirit animal, homie? Run that by me again. I'm always down to learn more about my followers. I've been blocking people though a lot. Like most of the time it's for very obvious reasons. But sometimes I'm just like, you're making me feel weird. And then I just block them. Rabbit. Mine is a rabbit. Oh, that's right. Kind of funny then. Mine is a fox. We shouldn't get along so easily, huh? But it seems okay. So far, so good. Are you Year of the Rabbit? Because this is the Year of the Rabbit, isn't it? My Chinese zodiac is dog. Is a dog. which is probably honestly more truthful to who I am. But pretty loyal, pretty protective. Yeah. A couple of my family members are rabbits, so I'm just the big scary borker, borking at everyone. And then my family is like, yo, you don't have to bork so much. It's kind of freaking us out. And I'm like, oh, my bad. Guess it makes more sense why I feel like a black sheep outcast all the time. Because I'm a dog. Got a little dog in me. Actually, it's a big dog. Well, as big as a pit bull. Yeah, my nickname as a kid was Rabbit because I have a lot of energy and stamina and I'm sweet. That checks out. That checks out. If anybody said that you weren't always the way you are, they're wrong. They don't know you. They can't say they know you if they don't know you. You know? You know, my buddy, my guy, my friend, my pal. My home slice. You seen Fox and the Hound? That's like me. That's my two sides fighting over who gets to have control. That's the whole movie. That's all it's about. I broke my other nail trying to tear my other nails off. That's kind of funny. How long have we been live? I don't think it tells me. When did we start this live? I feel like it had to have been an hour already. Ouch. It's okay. I'll be fine. I'm usually fine. Speaking of always being fine, check out Little Healing Journey. Shout out to Little Healing Journey for being amazing and helping me on my little healing journey. Been helping me since I was a little chitlin, a little tiny bean, a little baby child. And we appreciate that effort, that energy. So recap on everyone heals different and everyone heals in their own way. And healing is not linear and it's okay to not be okay. Little Healing Journey will take you on a trip. Sharing all those messages in active practice. So once again, that's Little Healing Journey. Shout out. Much love. Appreciate you. I feel like we had to have been, oh God. I feel like we've had to have been live for a while. Jermaine. But it doesn't say. Do I have open questions? I don't want to end my live, but I feel like it's been like an hour, maybe a little bit more. Yeah, it feels like it's been more than an hour. And you know, the thing about that is like I thought that Instagram was only doing hour-long lives now. Like, I thought it timed out at an hour. But it doesn't seem like it's timing out, so I might have to just cut it off. Good to know, though, that they're doing more than an hour now. It's been fun, guys. Like usual. Maybe it wasn't an hour? Yeah, maybe it wasn't. I don't know. I have a black eyebrow piercing in right now. Temporary. Since my solid gold one, I was washing my face and the ball came off and went down the drain, and we took all the drain pieces out and cleaned them and still didn't find the solid gold ball. So now I gotta replace the ball, but I still have the solid gold piercing that was just like hanging out in my face still, thankfully. But yeah, kind of a bummer. I guess I should probably be taking my piercing out when I wash my face anyways. What if we just take a cat nap for the rest of the life? Surely it will time out if I'm napping. Hello, Lena. I've never seen the live timeout though. You haven't? I've counted down the seconds when it times out. Been like 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. I feel like I should just time out now. 3, 2. Nah. Normally there's like a little timer at the top. You should go get some rest. I know, right? It's like I drink coffee for nothing. I'm gonna take off, guys. Thank you for joining. I hope you ate something. If you haven't eaten something, I hope you eat something. And if you haven't drank water or some other fluid, make sure to drink your fluids. Stay hydrated. Get your electrolytes. And be mindful. Be kind. It's free. It's fashionable. It's in. It's always going to be in. So... woo! Did the coffee have any sugar in it? No, I drink black coffee. I think I put almond milk in it today, actually. And my almond milk is just like the regular kind, not like vanilla or anything. Ooh. The cereal had sugar in it, though. The cereal had sugar in it, and the oatmeal had protein in it. And I do normally start with eggs and rice, but I didn't do that. My butter is still open. Rawr. Rawr. That means I love you in dinosaur. Come here, buddy. I don't want to touch you. Grade A. Sugar usually has the opposite effect of caffeine, which kind of defeats the purpose. Sometimes that's why some of the energy drinks that has a lot of sugar be knocking people out. Whoa! That's crazy. It's fucking wild, bro. It's called Sugar Crash. Yeah. That's a good observation there. My buddy pal boy guy. I hope that you take it easy today. Thank you for reaching out. It's always good to hear from you. Keep up the good work. And yeah, man. I don't know. I think I'm gonna share that GoFundMe, and then I'm probably gonna, nap before I try to, do a bath stream. But keep an eye out for that, y'all. And I will catch you next time. I hope you get some rest, take a nice, relaxing bath. I hope you have bubbles. I have a bath bomb, and it's in the shape of a pineapple. I hope you have bubbles. You have a great day, love. You have a great day. Thank you. It means a lot. Feels so strenuous on my jaw. It looks weird. And on that note, pineapple is the best fruit. I agree. It's the fruit that eats you back. Second to dragon fruit. Ooh, I haven't had dragon fruit in a while. One of my abusive exes punched me in the face and then told people that I asked for it. My jaw knocked out of place and it's never been able to go back. It hurts sometimes. We love pineapple. Somebody has a pineapple with my brother's name tattooed in it on their body permanently. Check out Parker Panda on Twitch and Instagram. I completely understand my accent. Your ex hit you with the meat tenderizer? Yeah, man, that's crazy. Who the fuck? And you're like so nice too. What a bitch. I'm sorry, that was rude. What a female dog. Wait, no, that's rude to dogs. Yeah, what a bitch. What a bitch. Fuck her. But not literally though. Just like, no. Just no to her. Yeah. Oh well, I'm glad I can make you laugh with my awkwardness, because I just am like never sure how to respond when we talk about that, because it's like it just blows my mind that people can be so fucked up. You have a restraining order on her, so yeah, sometimes you gotta have a restraining order, otherwise what are you gonna do? It's craziness. What possessed her to think that was ever okay? Because she was fucking wrong. That's what I mean. Like, even if we know somebody's bad and we want to hurt them, we can't, because we don't want to ever be like the people who hurt us. Much love, my dude. You stay strong out there. I believe in you. Gonna go and share that GoFundMe one more time. And exactly, I let the people have their own karma. Yeah, man, trust that they will, because they're bad people. Their own karma is going to come to them. And, you know, it's only going to stress us out to try to do shit about it. I mean, right? You know, if shit happens to them, it happens to them. And it has nothing to do with us. And that's what I'm gonna say about that. Fuck them. And fuck whatever happens to them. We be kind to the people who deserve our kindness. And that's it. Not to anybody else. I'll catch you next time. Sleepy. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for listening to my TED Talk. Bye, guys.